Good evening, and welcome to Negative Space, an actual play for KULT Divinity Lost. I'm your game master for this evening, Jason Fryer, writer, game designer, and general curmudgeon. Been lucky enough to work on KULT since second edition in the 1990s, and I'm glad to share some hopefully unsettling and spooky moments with you this evening. Our story is set in Willow Hills, a fictional town in upstate New York. Our characters have been summoned to attend a will reading of their former colleague, Matthias Cole, professor, historian, and overall eccentric. They all have ties to him, some more intimate than others. Despite their diverse backgrounds, they all have reasons to benefit from their companion's inheritance. They're also interested in finding out what actually happened to him. In our last episode, they enjoyed a restful sleep and some quality time at the Vista Inn. They learned more of Matthias's brutal murder and met some of Willow Hill's more colorful and likely dead residents. Finally, they loaded themselves into Thomas's rental and followed Gregory Lux up to Hyperion House, hoping to finally hear Matthias's will. When we last left off, you were following Gregory Lux up to Hyperion House. Willow Hills is definitely hilly because every turn, every angle of the road leads you around some hill, completely surrounded by trees. It's almost like you've been swallowed by a forest itself. You can't really see where human life ends and the rest of it begins. It's just all swallowing you up and hugging you as you go through this green and shadow. The light's still above, so you at least know it's still morning or afternoon. If it wasn't for Gregory, you would be lost. A lot of his turns and turnarounds just make no sense. It's like you're going in some kind of maze. But then, all of a sudden, it's like you're released. The trees fade away. There's manicured lawns. And a house off in the distance. Everything. And beyond the house, you see a lake. You didn't even realize that there was one until now. But they had mentioned it often again. The house itself is a 2-story affair. It could easily be something out of a wedding planner's, wet dream. It's huge. Something like this should not exist in a rural community. At least 5,000 square feet. It's half into the hill, which is odd. The architectures are mixed. Something like European, some Asian, some South American. And yet this organic flow seems to work. It's as if the hills themselves has birthed this house. You drive up the gravel path, and the gravel path becomes a road. Again, it's strange, just that sound of the gravel beneath your tires and the more familiar cement, the more familiar asphalt, that great silence of, thank God, I'm back in humanity again. Gregory's truck stops up ahead, and that's when you notice Evelyn Fox's car is there. And there's also another vehicle, a BMW. Definitely does not look like it's local. There's a gentleman in a very sharp suit standing beside it, and he seems to be having a rather interesting conversation with Miss Fox at the moment. What do you do? I believe Thomas is driving.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up behind the BMW and put the car in park.
There's more than enough space. There doesn't seem to be an actual garage, though. It's almost like this parking lot serves as the garage.
Naturally.
Yes.
When you get
all
out,
comfortable?
as if anybody opens up the door, you can hear it like a snippet of the conversation being carried over to you. The gentleman is, I will speak to them myself. You do not need to negotiate for me, Miss Fox. Oh, and there they are now. Gregory comes over to the car. I can move your car out back if you need it. You might be here a while. Or do you want to keep it here?
As long as you can explain to me where that is and return my keys, I'm happy for you to move it if it is more...
Yeah, we get occasional rains and hail and don't want your...
It's a rental. We don't care about rain spots on it.
All right.
A little rainy ain't gonna hurt anyone, you know.
I'll be inside getting everything ready in the parlor for you all. You might want to help Miss Fox. And Miss Fox is, she is just beside herself more than usual.
In a sad or angry or frustrated way?
Angry and frustrated. She seems to be the type of person that I'm the one in charge in any given room. She's obviously not in charge in this particular exchange.
Oh, I can relate, girl. That's a mood. I'm sorry.
She comes out. She dismisses the guy and starts heading towards you. Okay. Wait, I think Gregory's going inside to help you. We should get inside. Looks back over her shoulder.
Ms. Fox, you seem a bit out of sorts.
Yes, well,
This gentleman bothering you?
Yes, he is. I believe he wishes to speak with you, but I think it would be best if we did the will first before he made his very untimely offers.
Is he bothering you in a way you'd like to make him go away about? Or are we stuck with him?
She leans closer. Mr. Lynch is a member of the Bergstrom Institute, and he wishes to talk to Mr. Titterton about items. We haven't even got to the will yet. So, yes, it's a little mistimed.
This man's got a bad case of the British Museum. Is what's going on?
Yes, I think there's some manifest destiny, yes. He's trying to claim specific items.
And what claim does he have to these items? Are they...
They're not legitimate.
Were they on loan?
No, apparently Matthias and he, or the Bergstrom Institute, had some previous arrangements which Matthias has let slip. Nothing was signed. And as I said, I don't even know what belongs to whom yet.
And you'd think Matthias would have learned after Honduras. You can't take stuff. It's just in places.
Oh, you don't... She looks at you. You don't think he's, pilfered something? This isn't going to be some...
No.
Government...
No. What I'm saying is...
Okay.
No. If I was going to say he stole something, I would say he stole something. Words mean things. So, all I'm saying is, in a more broad existential sense, you can't you can't just take stuff. It doesn't.
Have you ever known Matthias to not just take what he wants, though?
What I'm saying is, you'd think he would have learned after Honduras that some things just aren't yours to take. Some things are just there. They decide where they go.
Out of character, how long ago was Honduras?
That's a great question.
It's a couple.
Thomas, how long ago was Honduras?
Just slightly over 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think maybe, you mentioned Honduras. I think he only became more set in his ways after he got back from there.
And honestly, the NSPA, the National Stolen Property Act, really is only concerned about items that have a value of more than $5,000. Many of the items that Matthias has procured in his time do fall under this amount, and the transfer over state lines is the thing that is most concerned about here in the United States. So I'm not sure that the Bergstrom house has any claim to any of these artifacts, but we are more than welcome to go through the will reading first before I'm happy to help you argue your case, Ms. Fox.
Thank you. That would be wonderful. And as I said, I don't know what's in the contents of the will, but he seems to be very focused on you, Mr. Tiddington.
As to be expected.
The gentleman in question, he's about 5'11", 180 pounds. His tie is probably more expensive than Garrett's truck.
Do I recognize him?
I mean, that's what, a $200 tie? That's not that much as ties are concerned.
Has his hands behind his back as if waiting for his moment to strike. He steps forward. Miss Fox is misrepresenting me at the moment. Forgive me. I'm Victor Lynch. I represent the Bergstrom Institute. You may have heard of us. Mr. Cole and us had some previous arrangements for certain pieces within his collection. I'm not here to claim anything, as it were. I'm here to offer a large sum of money for certain items. So whomever receives these particular items, maybe we can... And a card just basically appears in his hand. Whoever has this...
Rivers steps up to take the card from him.
It's one of those vellum cards that, probably would
cost as much as Garrett's truck. Yeah.
Yeah, and impress American Psycho, if you know what I mean.
It is a vellum feel paper, because I'm going to be honest, vellum makes terrible cards. Find anything like, having worked with it before, like, I'm judging him because vellum's a bad thing to put in. It's a bad thing to print on. You want paper.
Yeah.
So would this be an opportunity, with object of desire, meeting a new person, one or more new people?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
You're being so proactive with your disadvantages. I guess we should probably check in when haunted is going to come up, huh?
I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay.
Strong narrative choices in this house, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Strong narrative choices.
Well, River is just attracting a whole bunch of wonderful things.
River's attractive.
This guy's also very well dressed.
Like a CERN magnet.
Is talking about spending large amounts of money, and that is
as he hands the card, he does this very subtle, as his hand retreats, his fingertip brushes your fingertip.
full eye contact, with like a very knowing look. Like when you're like trying to give somebody's attention, trying to give someone your attention, like in a way that they absolutely notice.
Reverend Zane, am I correct?
Enchanté.
It's a pleasure to meet you. And a pleasure to meet you, Miss Hazard. And I'm sorry, I believe it was Garrett? I didn't catch the last name.
No, you didn't.
Mr. Tipton, once you have heard the will, please, Mr. Zane, call me, and maybe we can have a meeting at Vista Inn to discuss certain items. Nothing too important.
Is that where we're staying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, the name is kind of like the last thing on your mind about when you think about that place.
Oh my god. Oh, you know, the Vista Inn, they do offer hourly rates. Did you know that?
Yeah. It's very accommodating.
Oh god. Well, it's because what's her name just bends over backwards for anyone. God.
River just gives him a nod and takes the card.
Garrett, you have enhanced awareness or anything? I can't remember.
I do have enhanced awareness. So does Ada.
Yeah, I'm going to give this to Garrett.
That's fine.
For reasons.
Oh no.
All right. Well, let's see if we get to find out what those reasons are. We may learn nothing today. Oh, my soul is a 3. That's good. So 8 plus 3 turns into an 11. So okay. I guess I get some basic impressions.
You get this weird, almost Halo-esque image around him, which is much larger. It's like a waver between him and the lake, like that heat shimmer. It's almost like the Predator mirror image. He is much larger, and what you're seeing is not actually what you're seeing. There's something behind that face.
And this is I'm absolutely seeing that his actual shape is bigger. This isn't just he has a huge aura.
No. It's like you're seeing something shrunk down, and it's a hell of a lot larger, and you could just get like impressions of jowls and drooping flesh.
Yeah.
It's something in your core. Yeah, something, and even it's something in your core is instinctively reacting against it. It's like it's almost like you've met your antithesis.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Garrett looks at this guy, frowns in his kind of normal "I don't like it" frown, then gives a very, very deep worried frown. Like if you ever wondered what Garrett looked like getting a diagnosis, this is probably the right face. And he turns to River and walks up on him, not too close, but in that whisper close, like I need to tell you something sort of space, and says, look, go after who you want to go after, but you need to want to make you some. I don't that until I get something done. I just trust me. I don't. You don't.
Are you offering me some protection? I do carry that.
Garrett realizes what he said and legitimately like does the blush stare. And he goes, I mean witchcraft, you goob. That ain't human.
Oh. What?
You see, Garrett notices it. And in fact, everybody can do like a... Read a person. Although, yeah, I'm using the word loosely. So that would be roll plus intuition.
15.
Oh, damn.
Right.
Yeah, 15.
$11.
Intuition. I got a 4. This guy is a person, I think. He's probably tall.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's quite handsome. It's almost, it's weird. You're almost drawn to him. It's just like, you kind of get that safe feeling around him.
I'm sure I do. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Thomas.
Sorry, River. I might throw myself on this grenade. He's real pretty.
You catch it when Garrett mentions witchcraft, and chances are a normal person wouldn't have been able to hear that. And it's hidden very well, but his expression darkens. It's almost like a cloud passes over it.
Mr. Lynch's does?
Yeah. The other two, River, you definitely notice something about Garrett saying those words has definitely upset him. And Garrett, you probably are imagining it, but Mr. Lynch licks his eyebrow. It's just like this angry.
Yeah.
And the wrong direction against the grain too. Illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal. How dare he?
We got a real iguana problem here.
Yeah. Iguanas don't do that.
That's why it's a problem.
I think River instinctively sort of moves in just a little bit closer to Garrett.
Oh.
He does not seem at all bothered by that.
Garrett is our scary dog privileges.
Until you've had your will reading, I'll leave you to your experience here at Hyperion House, and I'll be watching and waiting. Until then, Mr. Garrett.
Preferably, Mr. Lynch, you are waiting at a distance.
Oh, of course.
And you're watching.
I'll be around. Or one of my associates. And then he goes out back to his BMW.
When he turns around, Ada gives him a...
Meanwhile, Miss Fox is completely oblivious. She's just tapping on her phone angrily.
Shall we?
Don't look at me that way, Garrett.
Yeah, we should get inside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we should.
We are wasting daylight.
To give you an idea of the building, there's like a central area. The eastern lake side is it seemed to be like a larger wing, probably almost like a museum is the only way to put it. It's just got all those columns and various carvings, and the western side seems to be more for the kitchens and pantry, sort of that, the more lived in area. There's also what you can tell is like a walled in arboretum. The second floor actually has balconies over several of these sections. The windows have all been curtained, so you can't really see inside. But like I said, this place is just huge. When you step in, you're in like a grand foyer, columned. There's a stairwell going up to the second floor. From the way that you're seeing light coming through on either side of the doorway, farther off, you suspect that there's like another courtyard. There's a meeting area to your right and several rooms to your left. You're not exactly sure where the corridors go to get over to that other eastern wing. One of the doors to your right is open, and you kind of see Gregory preparing a large table. Miss Fox heads that direction.
We walk in. Rivers says, fuck, why couldn't we have just stayed here? I'm sure they could make a killing off this as like an Airbnb. I'm sure that this could be rented out, right?
Yeah, there's a large fireplace on either end of the room. 2 large dining tables, business tables with very plush chairs pressed together. A smaller table near one of the fireplaces. Lots of bookshelves, and everything is covered in knickknacks and obviously stuff that he has collected over the years. Again, it's like this real weird mishmash of various cultures. Whatever design he had, it's definitely Matthias' doing. Everything is put in its place, but what that place means, only he knew. Miss Fox goes over to the table near the fireplace, which isn't going. Starts setting down papers, which are papers and also envelopes. 4 envelopes. Gregory comes over. I got refreshments if you need them. Does anybody want something stronger? Like, we got the water, we got the orange juice, we got the normal stuff, but do you need like a beers? Or he had wine, pretty large liquor cabinet.
Oh, his wine collection is here?
Yes,
absolutely.
If we could decant a bottle of the 97 BV, that would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
I was thinking that or a cider, but if we're opening a bottle, let's open a bottle.
Oh, right.
If they will all be joining me, perhaps you should get 2 bottles started.
I'm sure I can find those for you, sir.
Thomas,
Gregory,
have you ever sabered open champagne?
Yes, of course.
It's one of my favorite things to do. Glass just pops right off. It's the most satisfying.
It is it's always a show, right? Yeah. It grabs everyone's attention. The only thing you have to worry about is the shards of glass in the wine after.
If you do it right, there's no shards.
Well, most.
I don't know what you're doing wrong, but
most people don't do it right, dear. And I step up, and as we're having this conversation, I pull out a chair for Ada to sit down.
Thank you, Thomas.
Garrett, River.
River has been fully just walking around. You said there's like sort of items laid out on the tables, and so just kind of milling around, and then. When
items, books,
or when Thomas calls out, then he makes his way over. And do the envelopes have names on them?
Yes.
finds the one with his name on it and sits down.
Miss Fox gets some controls. She seems there's a large, 52-inch TV at the far end of the room. She's trying to figure out which one works to turn it on and get her laptop Wi-Fi to it.
River gets up, seeing her frustration, and just, Miss Fox, do you need some Xanax? Maybe afterwards?
Maybe,
God.
yeah. Valium would be nice, but
I think I have that too.
that I really, really appreciate that. Maybe with the wine. Okay. Do you know anything about this? Pointing between the laptop and the TV.
Sure. Yeah, I can give it a try.
You're kind of struggling with it. I don't know if Ada with her computers would be a better choice.
Ada, you were always the techie one.
I can certainly see what I can do. I have a way with machine spirits.
Oh, okay. Sure.
It's a Warhammer reference. Don't worry about it.
Maybe you can exercise this thing. It does take you a few minutes because you actually have to figure out what the Wi-Fi is, and I mean, you hack it pretty much in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm not a hacker, but I do know Matthias well enough to guess what his password is.
Yeah. Horny 69.
It's like River 6969693.
Yeah.
There was more than just River, okay? There was just
right, like I said, 6969693.
No, it's
Yeah, but they're not here.
It's Cayman in the river 6969.
Oh no, it is Cayman in the river 6969. Oh God.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
you want to have multiple words.
Yes.
Oh.
And all the A's are at signs.
Yes.
Yep. Uh-huh.
You get everything.
Almost all of them, not all of them.
And the Hermes and Sparks logo comes up on the TV. She starts typing. It breaks down to a video. She goes, Gregory returns with the wine. He puts the bottles before you. If you need anything, he points to the table, and there's like a little thing there with some buttons. Just it's an intercom. Just you can call me in the kitchen.
Can I get a read on him?
Sure.
Like
go ahead.
To see like. I don't know, does he seem happy to be here, or that sort of thing?
Yeah.
So like what his disposition is in this place. 3.
He's only mostly dead. That's what you found out.
He reminds you of that guy from that one show on the TV. Monsters? Monsters. Yeah. That one.
Yeah. Don't go down there. They bury their dead down there. He's obviously the guy from Pet Cemetery. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, you get no read on Gregory. Anybody else can if they want, but okay. He retreats. Oh, are you gonna go for it?
Yeah, we'll just see. Maybe RNGesus will be with me. Nope, that's the guy right there. That guy's a person, probably.
Gregory remains a mystery. He remains a mystery.
Maybe it's better that way.
He drifts out of the room, and as Fox starts playing the video, Matthias comes on the screen. He's in some kind of study. It's a good guess from the windows, because you can kind of see the landscape beyond, that it's somewhere in this house, probably overlooking the lake. Keeps trying to figure out where to look. Well, I guess you're all here. I wasn't expecting to be doing this, but if you're hearing this, you know that I'm gone. And I just want to apologize ahead of time. I should have been more forthcoming with all of you in my look into the world. Hopefully I die well, and hopefully I left a good corpse. I mean, wouldn't want to disappoint my people, would I? So here it is. I'm dead. You're here, and I want you to have Hyperion House. You'll soon know why. It's a special place, and it was chosen for reasons I can't really go into. You'll just have to find out. Hopefully, outside forces won't be intruding on your grief. That is, if you're even grieving for me at all. Hopefully, yes. Maybe that's vanity. I don't know. But here's the thing. Thomas, I need you to stop being blind. River, I really do apologize for. I should never have let that out. I didn't even realize it until too late. But you have a gift. Use it. Garrett, I know that you're probably saying I told you so. And you're goddamn right. You told me so. When she comes looking for you, listen. And Ada, my crazy Ada, I really want to apologize for, because you saw things that you shouldn't have. I don't even know if you remember them, but you've got to. Because when he comes for you, you need to be prepared. Hopefully the things in the house will help the four of you. Use them as you will. They're yours now. I'm just sorry I couldn't say goodbye in person. Be safe. And in my way, I loved you all. I'm sorry. God. You can hear him trying to stop it, and finally the camera goes off.
Holy shit. Holy shit. This is better than an Airbnb.
Each of you has your packet. You can open them now if you want, or I can read them aloud for you.
River already has his open.
All right. It basically goes through the I, Matthias Cole, sound, mind, and body, give 1/4 of all my possessions to River Zane. This includes Hyperion House and all the contents within, as well as $100,000 of in stocks and bonds.
River starts looking around the room for the things that they like, things that he likes.
And as you go around, if each of you opens it, it's basically the exact same thing.
Okay, this is a little vague. A fourth of everything. I'm assuming everybody got the same thing. So a fourth of everything, like, is this like, first come, first serve?
Fox, yeah, Miss Fox opens up has her briefcase, and she sets down. This is the list of all the estate and his associated stocks, bonds, everything that will now be belongs to you. I suppose that the four of you can decide on who gets what. Some of them are more, I believe, more sentimental. Some of them can be sold. I can make arrangements. And of course, you can make arrangements for yourself. But the house
Fox,
is yours.
Is there full catalog?
Yes.
Or
well, I mean, as much as could be recorded. This house does seem to have its little secrets. He did have a very extensive collection. You'll see. It's almost like a museum.
I'm aware. For the four of us, please understand. I have certain pieces that are instrumental. I am happy to discuss each and every one of those with all of you, as you are now 75% owners of everything within this home. I do not wish to pull the wool over any of your eyes. There are, as I have expressed, there are many things of value in this house, but there are many things that are not of value except to Mr. Cole. There are many things in this house that were obtained through maybe not the most legal means. And therefore, I would warn you against just grabbing up anything and taking it with you and attempting to sell it. If there are things within the home that you do prefer to liquidate, I would ask that you speak with me first, as I have a vast knowledge of not only the items, but the marketplace itself, and can help to move those things for you. And I will ask no fees. But please, do not just pick anything up and decide that it should be sold. And especially do not pick anything up and decide it should be sold to Mr. Lynch.
River sets down something that looks very expensive.
Oh.
Thank you, Thomas. That's very kind.
And Miss Fox is like, well, if you have all the paperwork, you have my cell phone number. If you need me, I can negotiate whatever you wish. But for the most part, my duties here are done. It's all legally yours. Whatever arrangements you wish to proceed, if Hermes and Sparks can help you, I'll be glad to help you. Otherwise, do you need my services at the moment, or do you wish to discuss this for the rest of the day? Gregory can help you get back to the town, or you could stay here. He can have your things moved up to the house.
Miss Fox.
Yes.
Wasn't it you that mentioned there was something about a wife?
Yes. That's the sticking point. As far as we know, we have not found anything about the wife. So if one shows up and another will appears, there will be issues, of course, obviously, and then we'll go into probate and we'll have to renegotiate. But for the time being, until a wife shows up, you are the four legal inheritors.
Right. Future us problems. Got it.
Yeah, everything will be fine as long as the wife doesn't show up. I've heard that one before.
Is there a separate document around her ability to claim on this inheritance? Because if not, then I don't see what legal foot she has to stand upon.
As long as there was no new will, you should be fine.
River slides
This one was
silver
dated.
case.
It was basically dated a couple of months ago. So if something Thomas would know if Matthias had changed his will between then and now, and it can be proven and argued, yeah, there could be an issue. But if she hasn't been found, if there doesn't seem to be anybody that can collaborate that she exists, you're probably in the clear for the moment.
River slides over a small silver case and pulls back the top, and there's a couple different pills in there for Miss Fox.
Thank God.
And then slides a
Prince
glass of
Valium
wine.
might say hello.
Yes, she downs it with the rest of her glass of wine. I'm heading back. I'm heading back to Willow Hills. You know where to reach me.
And how long will you be staying?
It won't be that long, but another night at least. So if you need me by tomorrow, fine. If not, you can contact Hermes and Sparks.
I hope you get back to town before all that kicks in.
So do I.
Or, you know,
Sleep
in your car.
Yes, I could definitely sleep. I really need some sleep. And then she grabs her laptop and heads towards the front door.
River looks at Ada like, I'm so sorry. I thought I had him like broken up into halves. I don't know why she took a whole bar. Like, come on. No, she knows what she's doing. Don't worry.
Do not be concerned for Ms. Fox.
Thank you.
Do you think she was going to take any less than an entire Valium crushed up under the tongue with wine? That woman's wound tighter than a fucking shock spring. Something tightly wound.
Not anymore.
So, who wants to take a tour of the house? Or do we want to... There's a lot of stuff here. We're not going to go through it all today, are we?
First thing we need to do is we need to talk about where we're staying.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask a question. Are we really thinking that we're going to stay in the giant mansion of your dead lover who is obsessed with magic? Like, are we just going to wait for the Vincent Price title plate to show up? Or...
He did kind of remind me of Vincent Price, yeah.
I mean, we could just kick him off. It's our house now.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't bring any of my stuff.
No, we could send the houseman to retrieve our things from the Vista Inn if we so choose. But Garrett, your reservations, I assumed it's because you do not wish to stay. Is that the case?
So far, look, I got to be honest with you. So far, it seems like a little bit of a safety hazard, at least narratively speaking. I have watched this ghost movie. It had Matthew Lillard in it. It was really good.
Oh. Yeah.
You all continue to push this ideal beyond. Yes, it is a big spooky house. There are lots of spooky things here, and Matthias was into lots of spooky rituals and pieces of art and so on and so forth. It is just a home.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm having a hard time deciding at all, having an opinion about it, because I just learned that apparently I experienced shit that I don't remember. Because I don't know what he could possibly have been referencing. So, honestly, I wouldn't mind the tea and the pie back in town at this point. Listen, I'm with you fellers. I just want to get up to that second floor. I'm about to go outside to do it.
I would say that we take River's recommendation and that we take a tour of the house. We have a catalog of items. If there are things on there that we notice while we are walking through, we could possibly check them off. But I will acquiesce to whatever it is that the rest of you decide. If you choose to stay in town, I will happily stay in town. If we choose to stay here at the Hyperion house, I will happily stay here as well.
The best conversations happen while we walk. We don't have to make a decision right now.
I'll let myself be convincible, but I need you to understand that if one fucking Victrola starts playing by itself, we're done.
Agreed.
You know what? Deal.
Okay.
Although, I'm going to be honest, I'm not crazy about the idea of driving back to town at night. I mean, I'll wake.
I think
his name's not Lurch, and I'm blanking on his name.
Gregory. Mm-hmm. That Edward Mustard looking motherfucker.
Right. Yeah. So I said Lurch. I mean, hell, if we have to wake up Gregory in the middle of the night to drive us back into town, then so be it. But
as he is paid. So does that mean that we now assume his salary? I believe this is something that we should also be discussing as time moves forward. I know that there are many moving parts to this entire situation and around the property and all of the items within, as well as the grounds, the employees, so on and so forth.
You know what? Let's go down this hallway and talk. And I'm just going to say it's probably his wages future us problems. I'm trying to distract myself from the gnawing thought that we won't be able to find town at night. Because the road just won't just keep going back to the house. That seems fine.
No.
Hey, look, a painting.
Ada. I almost got my face burned off today.
I'm aware, and we all saw each other in various states of undress in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
We've all been through a lot today.
For now, future you problems.
We're just going to count the seconds
have you,
we have left.
Did you try the wine? It's delightful.
Yes.
Honestly, give it another 30, 45 minutes and it will be something
view.
Look
at
never forget.
Yeah, and, did you see the lake out there? You never see that kind of shit in the city.
Yes, I am aware of the lake.
Let's go.
I'm trying to remind myself that it's very cold. It's a cold lake. It's very cold here. It's cold here. Very comparatively arid. It's cold. It's cold here. And it's just a lake. It's just a cold lake. Yeah. Hey, look, a painting. What's that one of?
This particular painting seems to be some kind of maybe the Mad King's, one of his castles in Bavaria. It might even be an original from what you can guess.
River will just stand up, grab he's got a little handbag and opens it up, takes out a pack of cigarettes, a lighter, grabs a glass of wine, and starts walking to where they think he'll find a balcony that looks out onto the lake.
Okay. Chances are you can either go to that courtyard in the back.
Yeah.
Or you can go up
the courtyard in the back. If it's on the same level.
Yeah, it's on the same level. You just basically
not going upstairs or anything, but just
Yeah, as soon as you go out the door and then turn right, you can see the double glass doors, and you can see the columned courtyard beyond. It's huge. You would suspect it would probably be used for some kind of events, meetings, things like that. There's lined trees, well manicured, wrought iron fence looking out to the back of the property where, there's, again, manicured lawns, and then it's just like that wall of trees beyond. There's a path leading out towards the trees, like cobblestone. To your left, looks like another larger room, maybe another library or a study. And over here, you can kind of see maybe a garage or some kind of pantry area, some kind of storage room.
As we are walking through, I am just giving generic little. This is a very famous painting of Charlemagne. And just blathering to them, just to try to keep some noise going, trying to take Ada's mind off of that whole spin spiral that poor girl has gone down and continues to go down within the house.
I'm going on a downward spiral. Y'all want anything while I'm there?
Yeah.
As you're going through the courtyard, Garrett, on one of it looks like an old birch tree. It looks like something's off. It's like it shouldn't be there. Maybe something's been hung. You'd have to get a closer look. But it just caught you. It just, that it's not right. And it just catches your eye.
He frowns at it for a minute and then remembers it, but waits till the tour kind of meanders to a vaguely reasonable time to peel off and go check out whatever the hell that is. Because it strikes me as won't hurt any feelings if we wait 20 minutes to look at it.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of that, like, I'm going to look at you when I get down there.
Hey,
Okay.
Garrett. What did you mean by he wasn't human? I mean, when you mentioned witchcraft, the Victor,
Mm-hmm.
I saw his face change.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean that what did you see? That he's not human?
Did you ever hear of a knot deer?
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Okay, yeah, almost a deer, but not, and you don't realize it's not a deer until you're a little bit too close.
Sure.
Okay, they make not people.
Who makes not people?
That's a really, really long answer.
I mean, I've seen, but like, I haven't. I mean, what I saw this morning and at that club that night, I mean, that was grotesque and terrible looking, but I saw it. He just looked actually pretty good.
I mean, if that's your type.
But like, if I touch him, is it going to? Because that thing felt grotesque.
Look, I don't know. All I could see was the shadow of the other shape behind it. It's like, it's like an anglerfish. The person's the shiny little dot.
Oh, fuck. What do we do about something like that?
I have some. My first option would either be a full-size 2.5-ton Hemi at about 80 miles an hour, or a full stack of dynamite. Failing that, I've got a couple of things at home that I could throw together and see if we can at least get a keep away or two
And
put together.
The thing I told you about earlier,
Yeah,
if you could do that same thing for that.
I've been thinking about it. Look, I don't know what it is. I don't know its name. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it wants. I haven't been able to find it. I haven't had time. But what I'm telling you is that I'm going to make you a keep away, but it's going to be an everything keep away. You know, it's just going to be some basic all around kind of protection as opposed to a specific thing, which means it's going to work kind of sorta on kind of sorta anything.
So can they be killed?
Everything can die.
Well,
The real hard part's making it stick.
do you know how to do that?
Got some theories?
Well, let me in. If we run into that thing again or anything like it, I don't want it around anyone ever.
You don't have to convince me. I believe you. I'm just telling you what I can do right now. Maybe I'll be able to do better later, but right now we're just going to have to keep it simple.
And what about, and kind of looking around at everybody, and what about what we have to do with him today, Mr. Lynch? And River's talking loud enough for others to hear, talking about Mr. Lynch too and what to do about him.
Well, generally to me feels like at least he's here trying to be peaceable. He's got a goal. I think he probably wants, King Tut's testicles or whatever the hell he had down in the basement that he wants. So I figure we find out what he wants, and that'll tell us a hell of a lot. Because Thomas is a hell of a smart guy, and he seems to be in the objects dispook business. So we'll probably get some information on him, and if he doesn't know it, Ada can probably find it.
I can tell you exactly what it is that he wants.
All right.
The list is long.
River lights up a cigarette outside and starts smoking like, I got time.
And just so you know, if you're keeping like a normal semi pace, you would have been coming up towards what probably is the one of the main libraries.
Yes, and as Ada and I are walking down the hall, I've taken her hand and put it inside my elbow. You know what I mean? And I'm my hand on top of hers. And I'm like, and this is 15th century Croatian. The blah 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 blah. I work
just for the record, Thomas. Yeah, there is some stuff here that should not be here. I mean, it's just like, how the hell did Matthias get that particular copy of that particular book or that particular funeral urn? And they're just laid out at random. So the stuff that's actually locked up is probably going to be even more expensive.
Yeah, and I don't even know that I don't think that I would even hint at any of those things to anyone.
Yeah.
Please understand, Mr. Lynch works for an organization that has nefarious goals. Part of my job, for lack of a better term, is to keep his dirty hands off our things. So please, I do not expect you to trust me, but do not trust him.
Well, so far you've been honest with me, so you've got my trust as much as you've earned it. But when you say nefarious, do you mean like Hobby Lobby nefarious, or do you mean like
No, sir,
something nefarious?
No, sir, I mean like Nazi Germany 1939 nefarious. I mean as they will salt the earth.
You're talking Tula.
Yes.
Well, I fucking hate all of that. All right.
By the way, Ada, since you're standing furthest from the group and you're able to look through like the wrought iron fencing of the courtyard towards the tree line, you catch a quick glimpse of something white, like a sheet or a wedding dress, retreat back into the trees.
I don't like that. Nope, not one bit.
Yeah. So
do
with that as you will. It's just like one of those fleeting things. Again,
it might be. Maybe. I might go do a stupid.
Yeah. Might have just been like, you know, a rogue piece of cloth, or maybe it was connected to someone or something.
You know what? We got plenty of daylight left.
Yeah. So,
Ada, darling, don't chug the wine. The wine is for sipping. This is a 1997 BV, darling. This is meant to be enjoyed. Yes, if you're looking for effect, I'm sure that we can find some whiskey. But
just to like, and I don't like whiskey. Just to, you know, I was gonna say an Angry Orchard. I don't like things with tree names right now.
I've got an idea. Y'all keep talking. I want to look at something, and I'm gonna go hassle Lurch about an idea I got.
You know, River's actually go to hair of the dog is vodka and Pedialyte, which I'll be honest, not terrible.
It works.
Pedialyte is so salty. It sounds
no. You
get
it cold. You have it cold. Why are you drinking Pedialyte at room temperature? You have it cold. Like Gatorade, but better.
Okay. Well, you guys are off in the library, which, again, is enormous. It's got at least 4 aisles, actual aisles. There's the amazing globes set around, some display cases featuring different items from across the world that he's collected, including Honduras. So, meanwhile, Garrett.
Just as like a note, I'm gonna just say that like when Garrett leaves, River is making a mental note to kind of just keep track of the time, and if it seems like he's gone for too long, he's gonna go do something.
Okay, Garrett, you find yourself alone in the courtyard again, heading back towards that tree. As you get closer, you recognize it as something metallic and rubber and red, but the red isn't supposed to be there. It's a claw hammer that somebody has just kind of hung over one of the branches, and it's still got pieces of hair and brains stuck to the claw.
Oh my god.
All right.
You can see it looks like fingerprints. But there's either the person was like gripping it a lot, or there's too many fingers.
Okay, we'll save that. We'll yeah.
Hate that.
We're gonna compress that for later. That's in a trauma.zip, and what we're
Oh, write that one down.
Oh my god, you say the best shit. Oh, thank you, Ben.
I needed that. Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay.
And he is going to, like, with his most meticulous of grace, attempt to just, like, touching one hair like he's trying to pick up a fly, just get, like, a hair and a tiny bit of blood off of there in a way that doesn't disrupt the crime scene.
Yeah. It's a long blonde hair with a nice chunk of cuticle, where it came off.
Follicle.
Yeah, follicle. Yeah. Thank you.
Ooh.
Just to confirm, that's Matthias's make and model generally.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he takes that and he tucks it somewhere safe. I'm sure he's got. I know for a damn fact he's got a reused little plastic baggie somewhere in his pockets.
Oh yeah.
That he.
It's still good. You got to save it.
With your advantages and Garrett's just basically wherewithal, you probably got a ton of stuff.
So
it's still a good Ziploc. You can reuse those 5-10 times.
Mm-hmm. And he looks at it and just does a full fucking concern, and then turns and walks back.
Okay.
But he does want to check in with Gregory.
Yeah, as you're walking back, you can kind of see him through that one door to the right,
mm-hmm.
where that kind of storage area is. He seems to be, moving boxes. It could be like wine crates or something.
Hey.
Oh, Mr. Garrett, pleasure. I'm sorry. Did you ring for me? I got away from.
I didn't ring for you. I hayed for you. I just got a question.
Okay.
You're local, right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised in Willow Hills. Yes, sir.
So, you know the Petersons, and you know what they have about 5 miles back?
Yes, sir.
Please, please, please tell me there is a jar of peach shine from the Petersons somewhere in the basement of this house. Because they are drinking wine with too many fucking words in it, and I'm going to die from it.
You think I would live here without some of the Petersons?
Look.
Magic? No, of course, sir. I can do you one better. I got several jars.
You know what? I'll just take one of the jars. It's going to be a jar kind of night.
Sounds good. Will you be staying?
I think we're stuck staying because even the out-of-towners are starting to recognize that they probably don't want to drive through the woods at night. So I think we're here for at least tonight.
Yes, sir. That's probably wise. Unless you're local, driving at night's not wise around here.
Mm-mm. Nothing's open anyway.
Yeah. I can definitely get you set up, and if you need me to stay the night, I can definitely arrange for that. I do have my room down here.
How about you do that? I got a feeling that we're all going to want to stay out of the woods till the sun comes back up.
Of course, sir. Might I be a little forward?
Yeah. Be all the way forward.
Will you be retaining my services, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Whatever you need. Miss Sharon always supplies us some extra food, so I can get that prepared for you later on if you need some lunch or brunch. I think Mr. Cole always liked his afternoon tea.
Well, we're going on tour, so once we get to the kitchen, we'll poke around. If there's just sandwich fixings, we'll probably just make sandwiches. I just want you to take it easy today, do whatever it is you need to do, and don't fret over much about us, because Miss Sharon's been doing it for a whole day.
And if I have offended Mr. Thomas in any way, do apologize for me.
Oh, no, that's just how he is.
Ah,
That's his happy face. Don't worry about it.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right.
I'll get you your jar.
Yep. And he very good-naturedly pats him on the shoulder. In that just kind of like, I ain't supposed to be here either, buddy, sort of way.
Yeah, he seems relieved and returns the gesture, kind of swallowing your entire shoulder with his hand.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Mr. Garrett.
If nothing interrupts me, I rejoin the rest of them.
Okay. The three of you have been enjoying yourselves in this library. Just this alone is probably more than Ada or River have ever seen in their lives. Thomas has seen collections like this before. Usually in those very rare European, we don't talk about it, pass on by generation to generation. So
my brain is swirling with the thoughts of how on earth, not only did he come up with some of these things, but where did the money come from? How did he acquire the amount of wealth that it would take to put together one row of this library, let alone everything that we have seen up until this point? So I am a bit nervous, and it's not that I'm looking over my shoulder and waiting for the bad thing to happen, but it's still that, okay, I thought I knew. I did not know.
And just by, I know Thomas, I know his background, and I suspect he would have looked, even at like a brief glance at the breakdown.
Yes.
The house itself is around $14 million.
I've seen a few houses like that around in Boise.
That's at least 14 million.
And
the land is upwards there.
And that's just the property. That's just the home and the land.
Yes. The contents could be, that or more.
Just in the brief amount of time that we have been walking through here, you know what I mean? As I am slowly adding things up as we are going around, and the $100,000 in stocks and bonds I will happily give over to anyone if they will give me 10% of their quarter, let alone their full 25%. Not that I'm going to try to fuck you guys over. That's not what
it's mine.
Yeah.
You will have to wrench it from my cold, dead body.
And you're gathering at this point, the chances are the reason that you're only getting 100,000 in stocks and bonds is because he's probably leveraged himself to the limit for the house and the land and everything.
Yes, that's also part of what is going on in my head. Not only do we have all of this stuff, but behind all of that, what else did we inherit?
Yeah.
Where is the debt?
Yeah. And speaking of which, as you're teaching Ada about, European crockery, you notice in one of the cases, your shackles. Or are they your shackles? They sure look like them, but you've held them, been trapped by them, and been stalked by them enough that the coloration of the metal seems to be too new, too recent. Like some of the patina has been removed.
As I open the case, is there like a layer of dust on them, as if they have been here, or it's probably Gregory is cleaned, but yeah, there's a small layer of dust, like it hasn't been cleaned in the last couple of weeks. Take the pencil out of my notebook, reach inside the case, put it between one of the links in the chain, and lift them up to inspect them more closely.
They're probably by the same designer, but it's obviously another set.
Thomas, are those?
They are not.
I thought you said these were Roman by design. Why does?
So, the information that I gave you, you all stopped me before I could continue and completely give you. So these shackles are formed from metal and bone.
And Garrett, you're coming in. You're coming in, by the way, Garrett.
Metal and bone from the Cylon. From that instance, yes. That site was dug up, and there were some people who were very interested in obtaining pieces from it as the historical significance of the uprising at that time. But there were some other people who wanted these pieces for more. What's the right word?
Nefarious?
No, it's not even nefarious, sir. It's ritualistic.
It's not nefarious.
But they took
that's so much better.
They took those original shackles and that bone and some other pieces, and they were repurposed together, late 1600s, and branded, carved, etched these heptagrams into the shackles themselves. I do not know exactly how many sets there are, but they were, well, if it's not going to freak you out, this is, they were used to bind witches in Salem.
All right.
And Garrett, the Petersons are that's that's like liquid fire and perfectly timed.
Okay. Sure. More weight. Why not? Fuck it.
Darling, there's no such thing as ghosts, okay? Just remember, there's no such thing as ghosts. This is a bunch of religious zealots who believed that they had some sort of power from this material that was found in this ancient burial site. It's nothing but a bunch of hogwash.
And that's when the lights go out inside the room.
Yeah, fucking, you see?
Listen, Thomas.
And
Hold on, because what was I looking at this morning then if they're not real?
I didn't say that they weren't real. That's not what I said. Does anyone know where Gregory is? Perhaps he could.
What sentence did you just say then?
Went out?
Garrett and probably some of the others would have realized it's a little weird that it's completely black in this room, because those were glass windows. It was a glass door. Yeah, it was a glass door. So there should be at least some light coming in from the courtyard.
River screams.
Yep. I am probably freaking out. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
And do we think that would be a good point to maybe take a break?
For sure.
That's great.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll rationalist before we go or after we get
Yeah, let's take yes, roll rationalist now, just to see what kind of hell you unleash.
Oh, that's an 8.
Oh no!
We'll see you after break, everybody.
We'll see you after break, everyone. Welcome back to Negative Space and KULT Divinity Lost actual play. When we just took our break, Thomas had announced quite loudly and profoundly that there were no ghosts, at which point the entire library plunged into darkness. Your 4 of you are now, as far as you can tell, you can't see. You should be able to see. There should be some kind of light coming in. from at least some of the windows, or at least the window door. The first thing you notice is the smell of loam. As if you're suddenly outside. And the longer you smell it, the more you recognize it from your dream last night.
I'm immediately checking wrists, like, oh god, are these shackles doing bullshit now?
No, you're fine. Everybody else can hear people yourselves moving.
Yeah, River has out his phone.
Yeah.
And turns on the flashlight.
When you light it up.
After screaming.
Yes.
After that initial scream.
You see each other. You see the room as it was, at least the items that were near you. But the darkness beyond what you had kind of glimpsed before has stretched out, as if there's this negative space, just emptiness beyond the items.
I love it when they say the title in the thing, but also, oh no.
Garrett takes the loudest, slurpiest, most bitchy sip out of that moonshine that he possibly can.
It is sweet. It is sweet, and it is fire, and it is wonderful, and it grounds you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it's as good a time as any to say that I think the wife's out in the woods. Something is.
She is.
Wearing a white cloth. Oh no. I hate that more.
You hear
I be wrong.
You hear a loon off in the distance. And it's not like it's coming through walls or windows. It's like you're hearing it by a lake.
All right.
Thomas reaches his hand out to Ada, not even waiting for her if she's trying to take his hand or not, and he grabs her.
No, immediately taking his hand.
He grabs her hand and he is gripping it very tightly. And you can hear him humming a song to himself.
Somewhere in the distance, you can hear this. It's almost a feminine voice, like hum, like a lilting lullaby to oneself.
Yeah. She's out there because I saw the claw, because I found the claw hammer. It's hanging from a beech tree out there.
You found you have possession of the murder weapon.
Absolutely not. I did not touch the murder weapon because they have NCIS all the way out here too.
Really figured Willow Hills wouldn't know what to do with murder.
Yes, the ineptness of the sheriff is apparent. This lack of detail.
And that humming just seems to just slowly, like, be circling off in the distance.
You said
Hello?
There's stuff in the area,
well,
like that was around us in the library.
Yeah, it's like that section of the library where you're that you were standing in. As far as your light kind of goes out, maybe 5, 6 feet, 7 feet. That's fine. You can even see the carpet and everything. And then it just ends.
Whatever is like, is there like something that would be small and hard that could be thrown? in the immediate area. Okay, River would grab that.
And non-valuable, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. No. Like whatever looks like it would do them like a great job at hitting something. Like
here, I have a
I don't
pen.
care if it's a baseball signed by Babe Ruth. Like River would grab that to.
It's an iron nail in this little box. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. There you go.
But and just sort of sweeping like along like in the direction of where the sound is coming from, just kind of panning with the light as it goes.
No, I don't want to meet her. Nope.
You still
No.
Are you advancing in any way, or are you moving?
Oh, Thomas, as the light is following the hum, Thomas is hello, and he has Ada by the hand and is continuing to kind of walk, you know what I mean, a little bit further out and a little bit further out and a little bit further out. He's got this image. He's got this image in his head of Northern England. There was a time 10 years ago when he found himself with a person in an outdoor place that he shouldn't have been. And you know how sometimes when it's late at night and it's a little dark out, there are noises that you may or may not be familiar with that kind of spark that anxiety and that fear in your brain, right? There's that nature part of your brain that immediately
like a whippoorwill or something. The carpet shifts, like once you've stepped maybe 4 paces, the carpet in front of you becomes grass. Like you're out and it's not mowed or manicured. It's like you're out in a field.
Oh fuck.
Hey, don't do that.
Don't like this not one bit. Didn't want to meet her. Here we are in the woods.
What do you mean her? Is it? Hello.
Garrett and I both told you that the wife's out there.
You hear Matthias's voice. Lisa? Hello?
Matthias?
Lisa, please come back.
Matthias, it's us.
What was in that wine?
No, I think this is a memory.
And that humming continues.
It's a memory loop.
How close did Matthias's voice sound?
At least 50 feet off, somewhere out there in the dark.
River is heading in that direction towards his voice.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Garrett.
Do that.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Oh no! Oh y'all, it's the first Are You Sure? This is strong narrative decisions happening tonight, folks. Oh fuck. Oh Jesus.
So River up until was actually like while Ada and Thomas had been talking in the library before Garrett got back. River was kind of looking through things to see if he could find anything about what Matthias had said in the dream about breaking the chains of the mind, body, and eyes. So anything that has to do with Matthias is on his mind. So yes. Yeah. River wants to head in that direction. Not like sprinting off in that direction, but is moving toward, especially if it's that close.
Since the other 3 are behind you, you can kind of see River's shadow outline, but because of the light, and you can kind of see more grass. You're at least 10 feet out now. 15.
Don't do it.
Matthias?
Lissa,
River, do not.
Please, come back to me. The humming stops. River, you can hear. You're not used to it. I mean, you've heard this when you were down by the docks in New York, the lapping of waves. So you're probably near the lake.
No.
Has River ever heard that name?
Like Jotona vibes here, and I don't like it.
Alyssa? Has River ever heard Matthias talk about Alyssa before? No. River is going to look back at everybody, see what they're doing, and kind of...
you see Garrett shaking the head, them reaching out. Thomas, what are you doing?
Staying within probably 6 or 8 paces of River, and I hear Garrett say, "Don't do that." River.
The other 3.
It is not smart for us to separate ourselves from each other, no matter the situation. I am as curious about Matthias as you might possibly be, but
something in the darkness behind River shifts. Like
River turns back around with the light.
Oh God!
There's nothing there.
do we?
Just grass.
Is that a see through the illusion kind of roll?
No, you're in.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Where you are, you don't need to roll for that anymore.
No illusion to look through. Love it.
You see now almost like a tree line, like the edge of a tree line, which wasn't there before. And there's it looks like just the end of summer, beginning of autumn, so probably a few months ago, like a couple of months ago, that kind of foliage. Very thick, black, and impenetrable. But there are branches kind of leaning, like stretching out. And River can see it. There's kind of like these grayish, dusty shapes lining the branches.
Like amorphous shapes?
Very about yay tall. Sorry.
Okay. That are like...
Yeah, perched.
Perched? Okay, things perched. Okay.
Yeah, and the more you look at them, you can see that they kind of look like owls. Like that broad chest, the hunched feathers, that dusky kind of coloration. But where the face should be is just yellowed, rotted teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
River, listen to me.
No.
River, I need you to listen to me right now. I need you to back up. I need you to back up slowly and calmly.
They rustle.
I need you to keep your breathing level.
So...
And everybody else hears that rustle. It's like feathers on scales.
Can I roll observe a situation?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
This.
Go for it.
I rolled a 9. What is my modifier? Let's see here.
Perception.
Yeah. Just a 9.
Oh.
Okay. So you get a question,
Okay.
Yep.
but I get a move.
Yep. So my question is, what currently poses the biggest threat?
Oh, them. Yes,
Okay.
the owls with human teeth for a face. Yeah, those are probably the biggest danger to you at this second.
Okay. And River is following Garrett's instructions as closely as possible.
And Garrett's like reaching out to River, like trying to pull him in, like he's...
Ada and Garrett can actually see your eyes have begun to adjust to the light, and now you can see the tree. Thomas still can't. You can just basically see River's back, and they've stiffened. But because Garrett and Ada have that special sight, you see that the tree that these owls, for a better term, are perched on is black. It is just, it's like it's been struck by lightning. There's veins of shadow leaching up from the ground. Garrett, this tree seems to be very familiar.
Mm-hmm.
The first word that even comes to your head is mother.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I got it.
And the things that are on its branches seem to be swelling.
Are they swelling faster than River is backing up?
River, you can't see them. You can't see them actually getting bigger. But Ada and Garrett can begin to see, like, the talons are like human hands that have been broken and put back together again.
Mm-hmm.
There's pieces of parchment kind of bursting out of the feathers, like they've been nailed to it. And the faces are becoming increasingly human, but it's just all teeth, and there's maybe a beady little eye here, and a beady eye there, all in the wrong spots.
Garrett, what are those?
They're harpies.
Those are harpies.
No.
So you hear this, Thomas. And you don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Please, harpies. River, please return to the group.
Damn.
You're taking another step, River?
A little faster.
Oh, yeah,
faster.
just
slow,
backing up.
smooth motions. Just speed up.
Backing up toward...
Good.
No herky jerky. Don't turn. Don't run. Just keep backing up a little faster.
With the light still on.
That's when you trip over the root.
Of course, because he's cursed. Fuck.
You go sprawling out. The light goes tumbling into the distance. The darkness swallows up that tree again. And that's when you hear Matthias's voice really, really close. Listen, please, don't. And that you hear metal on bone, metal on flesh, metal on bone, crack, crack, crack. It gets wetter and wetter and wetter.
Oh.
And that's when the lights come back on. River, you've tripped over an ottoman of you suspect.
River scrambles back up and just like runs into the nearest person.
That's probably Thomas or Garrett.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
6 divided by 2.
Gregory!
Oh my god.
You calling again?
Yeah, Thomas turns around, kind of, you can see he's a bit pale, a little flush, but turns kind of just eye checks everyone else in the room after having, gotten River up off the floor and turns and goes out to the door and yells down the hallway, Gregory!
Yeah. Gregory comes out the door across the courtyard. Sir, Mr. Thomas, are you all right?
Sir, I do not appreciate...
You look a bit pale.
I do not appreciate the meddling. We are not your enemies.
Hey,
whatever it was that you have put in that wine, I am.
You know what, Gregory? I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, he looks.
Ada, you're okay. Gregory, you're fine.
I do not need your assistance in this. Do you understand?
He didn't drug us.
Ada.
Gregory looks at Garrett for either reassurance or... I'm sorry, sir?
Yes, whatever
universal blue collar, just let him finish.
Whatever psychoactive drug that you have placed within this in this attempt to prank us or to scare us away from this place, I assure you, you will fail in this endeavor.
Sir, I'm not trying to scare you. That's the last thing on my mind.
Is there anyone else in this house besides you and us?
Not that no, sir. They shouldn't be. He looks across the courtyard and then he gets pale. Goes over to the courtyard door, which is now open, and tries to lock it. Sorry, sir. No.
I would recommend that if you like your job, your living status, all of those things, that you treat us as if we were Mr. Cole.
Sir, that is my intention.
Good.
If there is anything I can do with that, Mr. Cole.
You can get out of my sight. That is what you can do.
Of course, sir. He gives another look at Garrett and then retreats.
Love you, Gregory. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Hazard.
So, to get that right, he looked at
the gate, which was open. He looked at something on the ground, and then Thomas tore him a new asshole.
Hey, Duke, are you good for some headbutting?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, good, a diversion.
Woohoo! Continue.
Garrett turns around and looks as mad as he has looked this entire time and says, you need something to chew on, I can get you a pig ear, but you don't use him for that. You understand?
Who do you think that you are talking to?
The person who's got exactly as much of this house as I do.
So explain to me then how it is that we have, once again, the people in this town seem to have some sort of plans around the four of us. We had an experience last night after eating Miss Sharon's food, correct? We had an experience today after consuming the wine here at the Hyperion house. There's this speech around the four of us, right? The four of us. They're trying to assimilate us into this community in whatever way that it is, and you know as well as I do that there's something vastly off here.
On that we agree. I'm just telling you, it's not the big dumb oak tree that's walking away right now.
Well, then who is the puppet master? Someone is attempting to scare us from this place, from this house, from this inheritance. Yes?
There ain't enough wine in this damn house to get you to swallow the real answer. You got your mindset about things a certain way, and I respect that. You've got a strong will, and I respect that. And I respect you. Which is why we're doing this with words.
What would you propose, sir?
I would propose... All right. You are going to die on... Okay. Turn of phrase. You are going to die on the hill of ain't no haints. And I'm not going to fight with you about it. However, can we agree that we are sharing significant sensory experiences, be they a shared hallucination or from an unknown source?
Yes.
Okay. What substances do you think can cause collective shared hallucinations without getting the shits, with zero onset, no headaches, and no taste? You're a fancy pants fucking wine guy, and you knew that bottle by name, possibly by what color underwear was worn when it was made, and you didn't taste a difference?
No, there was nothing detectable.
Yeah. So, okay, so we're saying that there is an odorless, colorless, reactiveless, hallucinogen / shared psychic eventificator that went in that wine and in the food.
Do you have a better explanation?
No, I don't. I just want you to say, or at least acknowledge, that you're standing on a thin thread. And you can stand on it all fucking day. I don't care. The only spot where I'm drawing the line is how you talk to him. You want to be mad and scared? Be mad and scared at me. I'm tough. I can deal with it. That guy's got 4 brain cells, and 3 of them are trying to figure out what job he's going to get in this dead fucking town on account of you yelled at him.
So you
We
would
don't
like me
kick dogs here.
You would like me to apologize?
You know what? Honestly, I would concede to letting me apologize on your behalf and just not doing it again. You've got every right to be mad as hell. I'm not telling you you can't be or you shouldn't be.
Garrett, I apologize. I apologize to all of you for allowing myself to lose a bit of control. Yes, you are correct. That was a frightful experience. And
all right.
Give me time and I will make amends to Gregory.
Then it's all behind us. Good news, I have moonshine.
So when you guys turn back to the rest of the group, I would like to have, and while that is happening, gone out to the courtyard, because fuck it, I'm just gonna slip out there because River's not gonna say anything. River's chill, and these 2 chuckle fucks are busy.
Is River joining?
Bless you both, love you.
Is River joining you? Watching the.
And unless Ada's like, no, stay here.
Yeah, no, she's just like, she looks at them fighting, she looks at River, and then she looks out at the courtyard gate and just walks.
River offers her a cigarette and walks with her. And
she doesn't light it yet, but going out, I'm going to scan the gate or the fence.
Mm-hmm.
it's a metal fence, but is it like wrought iron with the spikes at the top? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's like one of those really high fancy garden fences. So
I don't like climbing over those fences.
No, you could definitely get impaled or open up something on top of one of these.
Yeah, but you know what I can.
And it's real. Yeah. Well, yes, you might be able to.
So I might be able to. River might not, but it's like I'm also not comfortable with that. Before I get to the fence, like about partway through, turn around to look at the building where the fence meets the building.
Yeah.
Is there on either side? Is there a good spot to like climb up and over?
Yeah, I mean, you could use the wall of the house. Basically, what it is that the courtyard is flanked by parts of the house, so you could use like the house and the edge of the fence to climb over.
Perfect.
Because there's like pillars in between, brick pillars.
Hey, chat, should I do this stupid? I might. But before that, I do want to look at the ground, see where Gregory looked at when he went on bail, which I'm assuming was the gate and something that was on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like the gate opens up onto the backyard, which hasn't been completely finished. So there's the bricks there have little muddy footprints leading towards the house.
How little?
Probably feminine.
Okay, I'm asking. Yeah, I'm like, are they children sized? Are they baby sized?
No.
Are they?
I thought you meant like owl sized. I was going to be like,
No.
fuck me.
Yeah, I'm like, what? How little are we talking? Are we talking like the kind of little baby footprints you make with your hand?
It's probably like a woman, maybe 5 foot.
Okay.
5'1".
All right.
Feminine, bare feet.
Bare feet.
Yeah, it's definitely bare feet because you can see the little 6 toes.
6 toes? River, can you take a picture of those footprints for me, please?
Yes.
I want to see it on a camera. I want to see it on a video screen. I want to make sure that I'm seeing this.
The more you look, because you're only seeing one print, like 1 foot, there's a hoof print.
Is this some Jersey Devil bullshit here? Oh my God. Okay. Yes. Take a picture of the hoof print.
So it's like the 1 foot is feminine. The other foot is almost hooved.
Now, cloven or like horse? Like one or two toes?
It's a deer. Yeah.
Okay. A deer. Of course it is. Great. You know what? I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say not a deer.
Not deer.
Great. It's not a deer. You know what? I'm just glad it's not a moose.
Yeah.
I would take a not deer over a moose. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
All right.
River,
like I said,
lights up
they
a
only
cigarette.
lead
light the cigarette
to the house, not away from the house.
So what do you want to do, Ada?
I'm trying to convince myself not to jump over this fence and go follow those footprints, but they are leading towards the house. Just follow them back into the woods. It's daylight. I could.
I mean, if there's somebody else in the house, and you said that there was someone out in the woods that you saw.
It was like a flash of white fabric. It's hard to say that it was someone, but I don't think anyone's hanging their laundry out there. So unless it's some ghost who's wearing a white sheet going, woo.
I mean, the two of them are probably going to cool off soon enough. We should tell them, don't you think?
I mean, you took pictures.
And honestly, you don't need to actually climb over the fence. You can unlock it. It's not like.
Oh, I thought he like locked it with a lock. I didn't realize it was.
No, just the
okay.
Yeah, just latched.
I'm not going to open that gate though. Ada knows enough. to not open gates that have been closed. If I want to go out this fence, I'm going to climb over it.
Okay.
I'm not going to open that gate. I'm not going to open that gate. I am going to tell River, though, probably should keep that gate closed, though.
Is this one of your weird things?
Yeah, because the footprints, it's weird. The footprints do not come through the gate. It's like they come up to the gate, and then they just end.
This one did not learn in Honduras. This one I learned at Columbia. The university, not the country.
Oh, okay. What class was that?
It was one of Matthias's. It was about the development of humanity, and it was part of one of his classes, but it was a unit on the development of humanity and magic. And he was talking about, there was a day when he was talking about closed circles, capital C, capital C.
One of these days, I think I'm going to go back to school, because you guys learned some cool shit after I dropped out.
One of these days I'll get my doctorate. Oh
my God, you could be my professor.
I love these two.
I could be your professor. But there was more than a few stories of people walking through gates they found in the woods. So, because they were taking a shortcut through the woods, because of course they were taking a shortcut through the woods. And they found a gate, the wall. They opened the gate and walked across. There wasn't another gate in this field, so they turned around, and there wasn't a gate.
Well, for you, Ada,
there wasn't a gate until they, 8, 10 question mark number of hours or days later, they finally find a gate again, and they wander back home.
River puts his arm around Ada comfortingly and starts to move her back inside, away from the gate.
Yeah, we don't open the gate. We don't.
Just
promise me.
For you, I will not open up the gate.
Thank you.
I won't. I don't need to know the reason why. I trust you.
Some crazy one-footed deer woman.
Yeah.
Oh God, I
believe you.
hope it's not a deer woman. Oh,
I hope not too. As long as it's not that fucking bitch that got me this morning.
Yeah, me too.
And you return to...
Listen, it's going to leave a badass scar, though. Chick stick scars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Garrett,
yeah.
have you checked
the wound, by the way?
To?
It was...
Yeah, you can kind of see
know.
Them across the courtyard.
River's been drinking all day and probably is a half a tab of Xanax right now.
I will take a look at the wound. How's he doing?
Okay.
It's like a black gouge. And when I say black gouge, I mean it's not like blood or pus or anything. It's just it's almost like a crack in River's skull.
Oh boy, River.
Is it that bad?
Has anyone ever likened you to a porcelain doll?
Yeah.
The porcelain doll Halloween costumes that girls will dress up all sexy in, and they always have painted cracks.
Oh God, so you're saying I look like a cheap Halloween sexy doll whore?
I didn't call you that. You did. No, it is... My grandmother had a porcelain doll collection. I hated it.
God, Ada, just take a picture of it.
Listen, all I'm saying is it's not a cheap one. What I'm saying is, what's her... Heidi Klum would pay to have this makeup put on her. I'll take a picture and hand it back. Heidi Klum would want this as a costume if she wanted to be a sexy broken doll.
It looks...
She would get this makeup.
Yeah, River, it looks pretty ugly. It's scarring over. It's like red, maybe a little more inflamed than you would expect.
Jeez, it looks like shit.
We'll get some
Deletes
bio
the
oil
picture
put on it.
off his
That's
phone.
fair. That's fair. Get
Well, let's tell these guys about that. We have an unwanted house guest.
Check the pictures. I just want to make sure that they're still there.
Of the cop?
The footprints.
Oh yeah. Going. See.
Great. Okay. I just have to make sure because I don't.
Gentlemen,
and today feels like it's taken about 5 years. I feel like I'm losing my grip on reality.
Yes, and we've only been in the house about an hour and a half at this point.
You didn't get called a bitch by a ghost this morning, Thomas.
We have an unwanted visitor in our home.
No, she's not in. She didn't come through the gate, even though the gate was open.
River hands his phone over to Thomas to.
There's these mismatched footprints. It looks like somebody's just walked out of the field.
Garrett, I need you to look at these two, please.
I'm not sure what this is.
It's these were footprints that were leading up to the gate that Gregory had closed and out into the courtyard and
headed coming towards the house, but they stopped at the gate.
But they don't go anywhere else.
And
we're pretty sure there's someone here.
Cause for concern?
I mean, I don't want anybody else in our house.
This is what Gregory looked at and was.
Go tell Mr. Lynch to fuck off.
This is what Gregory was so pale about.
So perhaps we should call Mr. Gregory back to the room. I can give my apologies and you can have him explain.
I think we should let him chill out for a minute. We can talk to.
That's probably best.
Yeah, I think we should let you and him have space from each other for a hot minute.
River just looks over mostly at Garrett at this point. We thought that you should know that there's someone else here too.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's not a deer. I'd say by the footprint, I don't know. I mean, I didn't go into physical anthropology, but 5'1".
6 toes?
Ish. Yeah, 6 toes.
Makes sense.
Which means 6 fingers on each hand. Assuming she has 2 hands. Assuming it's a she.
Do not place too much hope in bilateral symmetry.
You know what? I mean, considering what the other footprint that we found, going for a 50-50, ideally.
Yeah. The fingerprint, the bloody fingerprints on the hammer also, wasn't the usual model.
Not the harpies, though, right?
Do you have a hypothesis around any of this, Garrett? I feel completely in the dark.
Okay, before I answer that, I want to do a quick question. What was the name of the lady that Garrett was supposed to bring back home? Did you give me that, or was it just go get her?
Go get her. You'll know her when you meet her.
Yeah. That's what I remember. I just want to make sure. Okay. I do have some theories, but you're not going to want to hear them. You're not going to like them, and you're going to say that they're not real. So, I mean, as hard as you lean one way, I'm leaning twice as hard the other way.
And just as a GM thing to Ben, since we're getting close to 11, do you think Garrett will want to go away from the group for what we discussed soon?
Oh, I was going to bring him along.
Oh, okay, even better.
Oh, even better. Yes, perfect.
Even better.
We don't split the party.
Are you sure?
Yeah. What I can tell you is that I think that there are forces at work that we would not necessarily call mundane. You could call them extra dimensional. You could just call them fucking magic. You could call them cryptids. You know, it's whatever gets you to go back to sleep when you realize your window's been open. But man, I don't want to do the Blade Runner, but I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. And I think even if the stuff that I've seen isn't what I thought it was, and even if there is nothing weird and nothing beyond our understanding that's happening here, I can tell you that at least I think the lady whom we kind of sort of think might be his wife believes in it. So we can walk away from what we think is really happening, and I'm going to tell you that I think that this is religiously motivated.
Those beliefs can be quite powerful.
Yes, indeedy do. They can.
Well, where to from here?
Well, I don't like any of this, and I've got a way. All right, you know what? Fuck it. And he finds one of the glasses of moonshine that's got like this much in it, and just clangs it, like just cartoonishly downs it.
Moonshine was for us. Well, shit.
There were 4 glasses, and just like puts the glass upside down on the table and says, "All right, I want to do some magic." Because I think it's time we start whooping them with the same sticks they've been using on us.
Okay. Sure.
Elaborate. What? Do we all need to stand in a circle and chant abracadabra?
No, that's dead magic.
Abracadabra just makes you stave off sickness.
See, there's 2 kinds of magic. There's the kind of magic where you think you're in charge, and there's the kind of magic where you realize you ain't.
Well, this will be a new adventure
This is do it,
for me.
and this is pretty please. I like to say pretty please whenever I can. So we're going to find ourselves, it'd be nice if it was a deer at this point, but I'll take anything. We're going to find ourselves something dead, and we're going to make use of it.
Well, I'm not much of a
anything in the kitchen?
No, wouldn't that be nice? No, we gotta
kill it ourselves, huh?
No. We gotta take a useless death. We've got to take a useless death and turn it to use.
Okay.
Jason?
Do you want to? Do you want to take them outside?
Absolutely. I just don't know whether or not you want us to walk around the grounds, or if you want to get in a car and get an argument about stuffing a dead animal in Thomas's trunk.
It's a rental. It's fine.
The grounds are large enough that you'll be able to find it. It takes Garrett quite literally following his nose about 30 minutes walking away from the main structure. Again, the grounds are just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it seems idyllic, but once you get off that asphalt, once again, you get that really tense, compressed feeling like nature is pressing in on you. Maybe it's just because of your city life or whatever, but even in complete daylight, the woods are dark and green and haunted and just primal. About 30 minutes of just going down that dirt road, you smell death. Something's been in the sun for a few days.
All right.
The rest of you see a brown shape in the road on the side, broken and twisted. Canine. Obviously a coyote of some sort.
Oh. Still. Listen. Puppy.
Its neck has been twisted by some kind of impact. One of its eyes is missing. The jaw exposed. And the stomach all nice and bloated.
Yeah. We're going to get real gross here, folks. So players, if I go too far with this, just, X me out. Garrett looks at it and then pulls one of those, 4.5-inch folding, like everyday carry knives out. It flips it open and says, "This is a useless death. This wasn't killed to eat or to defend or for any reason. It was just a piece of nature that got in the way of man, and that's as useless as they come. And what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to re-loop it, which means I'm going to bind it back to the cycle of life and use that juice to ask a couple of questions. See what we get. This is not going to be pretty." And Garrett, bold as brass, calm as everything, still in his dress shirt and tie, reaches down and picks up the body by the neck and starts walking back towards the house with it.
River follows closely, wanting to watch everything he's doing.
Hey, I'm staying upwind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Same.
Yep.
Garrett leaves some pieces behind that are still squirming and kind of angry that they've been disturbed. But yes.
Oh, God.
Garrett is unsettlingly unaffected by this smell and texture. This is not his first decomp rodeo. And so he sorry.
Hey. River lives in Brooklyn, baby.
I'm sorry, that is the best band name I've ever heard.
Decomp rodeo. Oh my God, I gotta write that down. Gotta add that to the list. Hold on.
Please continue.
He looks around, kind of like around on the grounds, and seems to be what you could argue is like, surveying or something. Decides he likes a particular spot and drops the coyote body on the ground and kind of smooths out the first layer of oobleck.
There's a good spot down near the lake, so you're kind of outside of the house just in case Gregory comes out and wonders why you're playing with a dead thing. So you've got your privacy.
I got a feeling that Gregory's got a pretty high tolerance.
Yeah, Gregory's probably gonna be like, well,
okay,
coyote corpses do, but sure.
Did Thomas offer his beautiful handkerchief?
100%.
Garrett actually barks a real honest, clearly a little drunk laugh and says, "I thought you did a shitty thing, but I don't think you did a ruin your handkerchief shitty thing. Don't worry about it." This ain't the first time I've gotten this on me. That's why I only buy cheap shirts. And he, for a brief and efficient version of what he's doing, spatchcocks this coyote. He cuts the spine out, leaving the head intact, goes all the way down, goes down to the pelvis, removes the whole spine, leaves it there, kind of arranges it as if like the classic picture of a fawn, kind of sleeping, slightly curled up with its feet tucked under it and its head. It's unnervingly pastoral. And he seems to do a couple of things, and then I am going to be informative but vague for this part to respect people's squick tolerances. Then Garrett seems to, from under his tattoo, use a knife to get seeds out from under his skin.
Oh, that's horrifying. Don't like that.
No.
Thank you for being vague.
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's...
Whoa.
We're just going to compartmentalize that. And once he has a small, like 24 various little seeds, he sprinkles them where the spine used to be, as if laying out, a little packet of wildflowers. And then just kind of, he says some things very quietly in a voice that's so low, it almost sounds like throat singing. Like that really low, rattling basso noise. And it sounds like the bad dreams you had of not being able to see too deep into the woods. And it sounds like the creaking of the tree outside the house you grew up in on a stormy night when you thought it might come down. It sounds like the rustling of decay-eating creatures underneath the skin. And he finishes what you could call an invocation, and then stands up abruptly, wipes his knife off on his arm, which is about 10 times worse, closes it, sticks it back in his pocket, says, "We're going to give it a whole night, and then we'll find out tomorrow morning."
Anyone else?
Thomas is going to roll keep it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15. All right.
Good.
All right.
So,
Yeah. In fact, do you think, does Ada or River think they need to keep it together?
No. I think River, this is not the craziest thing that River has ever seen.
This is
true.
the craziest thing Ada has seen today. She got called a bitch by a ghost this morning. That's like the top of her list.
Yeah.
Like, she listened to a ghost yell slurs at her and her friends.
Yeah.
But then she got to lay her head on Thomas's shoulder for a while, so that's nice. Like, today's not a whole loss. I just mostly am not going to acknowledge the fact that he dug seeds out of his arm. Pretty sure that's not how seeds work. Pretty sure that's not how humans work. But I don't want to. This is fine.
And between when you got here and now, his tattoos have visibly changed shape.
Oh, fucking sweet.
This is fine.
All right. Just as a GM question, where are you putting the awful?
Oh, he kept it all in.
Okay.
You just need to get into where the spine is. You need to get into that kind of like lifeline running from head to back. That's all.
Perfect. Okay, perfect.
If we get really, really, really lucky, there'll be some kind of a kidney stone or bezoar or something in there that we could use, because that'd be just delightful.
Perfect. Okay. By now, there's the sun's starting to go down again. I mean, it's early in the day still, but because of the height of the mountains around here, it is starting to get a little dim. The shadows are stretching out as if they smell this offering. What does everyone do? Or where do you want to go?
Unless he knows a reason why he wouldn't want to, Garrett goes down to the lake and starts washing off in the water. If anyone gets remotely close enough, he has begun singing Old Time Religion by Tennessee Ford while he does so.
I'll look that up later. Well, if we all want to, there is wine and food and fireplace. We can all stay together. I'm sure Matthias had some great records here too. We could at least have some enjoyment tonight while we wait. Keep an eye out for any spooky 1-2 different legged creatures.
No, we absolutely will not. We will shut all of the shutters, and we will shut all of the blinds, and we will lock all the doors.
Sure. I'm saying in that room.
Well, there's much more of the house to explore as well.
Yeah, we haven't even found where they keep the pit and the pendulum, or if they got the guy walled up with a bottle of wine, or a beating heart under the floorboards. We got shit to do
Where the
tonight.
heart is under the floorboards, yes.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
No. Listen. Just. If anyone comes across any large empty terrariums, then we panic. I think maybe, some food and a fire at the fireplace, maybe a record. That sounds great. Maybe we could find a bedroom.
So are you trying to settle in before
it's getting dark. Like, can we get back into town before it gets dark? I don't think we can. Yeah, then no. We will let Gregory know, hey, if you could in the morning, if we don't get it, if we can't go back into town, will you go get our stuff from the Vista Inn? But you know what? It sounds like a great time, a great evening plan to just try and feel nice and some familiarity.
Okay.
In this giant, beautiful house that we all own and we all possibly
full of wildly unfamiliar objects in an area that none of us have ever been in. Continue to get lost in. Yes, so much familiarity.
I know that there is a bearskin rug in front of a huge, gorgeous old antique fireplace in this house. I know there has to be, because look at this house. I am looking forward to. I would like a Addams Family evening of just calm, quiet luxury. And I know that doesn't entirely make sense, but just go with me here.
Oh, I love it.
I will do all I can to ensure that we have that this evening.
Okay.
River, I have one request.
Sure.
May I have the business card that you procured from Mr. Lynch?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and where did Tall, Dark, and Gruesome go? Is he still flitting around the grounds, or did he head back to town?
We just kind of neglected him and hope he went home.
Yeah, apparently he drove off as far as you can tell. Okay. And Miss Fox's car is missing as well. It's just your car and Gregory's.
Is it gone or is it missing? the connotation of those two words are a lot different.
So, as you basically retreat back to the house to kind of find your bearings, so to speak, because we're getting close to the end, as you retreat, and the light retreats as well. Again, camera kind of pulls back, and we see a car driving kind of recklessly, kind of wandering through from side to side on the dirt roads, as Miss Fox is starting to feel the effects of that wonderful drug that River blessed her with.
Oh.
She takes some care and slows down and stops to kind of get her bearings. She gets out of the car to get some fresh air, looks out at the woods. She's finally going to be away from this place. The freedom
She did.
to leave these people behind and all this bullshit and just forget it and get back to New York and all the safety. And that's when she hears the voice beneath the car. And that's the last thing she hears. And we'll leave it there.
Oh no!
That's so metal.
So spooky. Heck.
So, thank you, everyone. Is everybody good? Is everyone okay? I mean,
Yes.
we've
I don't have enough
run the
thumbs to put
gambit
up
tonight.
right now.
So good. Yeah.
So-
We need what's her name? Liza's extra finger to give enough thumbs ups.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Any
I
more
can
thumbs?
speak English.
More thumbs. So, everyone, thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Jason Fryer, your game master. I will give it over to our resident magic user, Garrett, to say his nights.
Good night. Had a lot of fun. Thank you, Jason, as always. Red Intermission AMA on Sunday at 8 o'clock CST. No.
River,
7.
Steve, 7.
Holy shit. Awesome. No words.
Have you got anything planned or anything you want to share?
No, this is it. This has my focus for now. So I'm happy to have this amazing game to look forward to every 2 weeks. See you guys next time.
Duke, do you have anything?
Thank you, as always, to all of you. Ben, I love butting heads with you. You don't ever have to ask me to do so. Just jump in, sir. I love the back and forth. How wonderfully disgusting this has been this evening. I love it. Yeah.
And Caroline, Ada?
Holy shit, yes, I love everything that is happening, even if I look pretty I mean, it's disgusting. It's horrifying. I fucking love every moment of it. Holy shit. Yes. Please, thank you. May I have seconds? I have a whole plate that I'm ready to fill with horror. Please, please.
What's on the plate?
I feel super
What's on the
What's on the plate? Oh God, it's more caimans. I feel super safe with this group. You know, I know Ben from Werewolf, but I feel super safe with all of you guys, and feel comfortable enough when that we will, you know, tell each other when we're not okay and ramp it up when we want to ramp it up. And holy shit, yes, like when we are ready to throw this bitch into 6th gear, I am here for it. I will plug Falling Angels this Friday. I don't do days of the week. The 2nd. Friday, September 2nd, we're doing a live AMA for the cast of Falling Angels, minus the CJ who plays Mother. So please check us out there. Ask us questions about our vampires. Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Well, everyone, thank you again for joining us on this hopefully spooky evening. We appreciate you all. Thank you for coming. Please stay safe. Take care.
Bye, we love you.